Hello.
Right? I mean, I feel like they kind of did that.
I wonder
They
if
hit Far
this
Cry
is
3
up
and
the
then
way that it
right,
should
right,
be.
and
I
then
think
4,
that it is. I
which
believe that it
remarkable.
is.
Did some DLC for that, and this is the right way. This is
It is
clearly
me,
the right way.
Rad, once again.
So I don't know what else.
And
Like,
today
since
we're
we
going to
did
be
an
talking
announcement,
about
right?
the
Something, and
PC
then I
gaming
fully
show
expect to
that
see
is happening.
something from Ubisoft on the Switch.
Um,
That maybe is beyond that. Mario.
it's going to
Whether it's
be
like,
a lot of
here's the Rayman collection on the Switch.
stuff that is very PC related, and I don't know what's really going to be talked about at all. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Um,
I would love to see like something
last year, a lot of
Expansion off of that
like
already.
I'd love,
Mm.
love to see them like introduce
a lot of very
like,
PC
because I played it.
centric games were talked about.
Right, right.
I really
Um,
hope they go in and they're like,
And I don't know what to totally expect out of this time, but I'm guessing that it's going to be close to the same kind of thing, most likely. It most likely will not be great. That is true that it will probably not be the best, but it will be fun, probably. It'll be fun, probably. Maybe not as fun as Devolver's thing, but like
this is not what we intended.
yeah.
Devolver's thing was more of like a entire goof segment than it was actually talking about video games at all. Like, it felt like it was just a bit that they did to do satire on E3 as a thing than it is anything else. Which is fine. I like the satire that they did for it. I thought it was funny. The pre-show was significantly less funny. It was not the best. It was it was nice to see big kaiju wrestling happen. Big like that was a cool thing to see on a fucking E3 stream of all things. But it was still pretty weird. The entire pre-show thing that they did was fucking bizarre, to say the least, I think. So, as things to expect out of this, I have nothing. I don't know what to expect in the slightest. But we'll find out in a couple minutes.
That's why they built that giant hydro collider in the middle of nowhere, so we can get Beyond Good and Evil 2 for you.
So,
But it also created a paradox.
the past 24 hours were a big thing. Like, we learned a lot in the past 24 hours about video games and what we should be looking forward to. Specifically, we should be looking forward to fucking like Wolfenstein, definitely Wolfenstein, because Wolfenstein is good.
So in the multiverse, it's 3E.
Just I'm still reeling about how good that game looks.
Sony is wrapping the day. I'm super excited for Sony. What about you guys?
So yeah.
What would be your like? I only need to see this and then I'll take.
Drop the mic. Tell me Last of Us 2, baby.
Yeah.
Whew, I cried so many times in that and playing the first one. Oh, take me back. So sad, so beautiful. It's so elegant.
Last year we got what? We got sort of this cinematic trailer, if you will.
Oh, is this
playing a guitar?
Yep. That's what I would do.
Oh yeah, this is the Last of Us trailer.
That's right.
Oh, we got like actual gameplay for. Oh wait, is this just like a recap of The Last of Us 1?
Other than like Dan Giesling, one of the few people I know who actually hates The Last of Us.
Well, that's an interesting person.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who wouldn't like.
No, they're just talking about the trailer that we got last time as well. When was the Last of Us trailer? The Last of Us 2 trailer? I think that it was for PS Expo.
You told us these things. Well, 000, comma 000.
I'm looking forward to this game. We're probably gonna get some gameplay of it today for the Sony presentation, most likely.
But Naughty Dog has a legacy of doing great stuff.
Of course.
Except for, like, what, Way of the Warrior was on 3DO or something? With the exception of that...
Which might come back.
Which is, yeah, we don't have footage of that one. They're not going to find that one rolling in the corner.
Can you throw some footage of the 3DO on the
You
screen,
got
please?
that already, right, for Vero?
But everything else that they've done, man, has just been incredible. But we do have the
video games. Slow video games.
Is it standalone? Because like they've shown like box art.
I don't expect a whole lot out of this, and I also don't expect a whole bunch of people to come and watch the PC gaming show at all. But I figured that I would take care of this as well. Like I would jump in here and watch as it did its thing, I suppose. And maybe we will get something cool out of it as well. Last year, they mostly showed off, like, I think that they showed off a lot of No Man's Sky, which was a weird thing.
That's another thing. One is The Last of Us 2, same thing. Like, people are like, we don't need another Bloodborne.
Is that how it was with Bloodborne? People are like, it's a masterpiece.
It's kind of just an I'm asleep kind of situation, but hopefully we will see some real shit. Hopefully we will see some real shit, and it'll be good. It'll be a good thing to see.
I don't want it to ruin the first one.
How does it ruin the first one, though?
That's what I asked.
Okay.
I don't understand either. And then, you know, like, Sony is pretty good at usually, like, having something
Man.
in their pocket. Like, wasn't expecting that. A little
The new God of War is just it's so much not what God of War was. And I think that's good, because what God of War wasn't super great.
On board. You know, I would love to see some Horizon DLC or story expansion or something. I'm
pretty happy that it's not that. I'm fine with it kind of just being The Last of Us, but with better combat.
They're called Guerrilla Studios, right? They're incredible.
Oh yeah, Knack 2 is a thing that's happening. And shockingly, it looks actually pretty good.
They always have some great stuff. I want to just see a brand new IP that we'll be talking about later. Something that's really going to be great.
I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
Do you think with the most units of any platform sold in VR...
It's weird that Knack 2 is the way that it is, because like the first one didn't interest me at all, and this one seems a whole lot more like action-y and fun.
Dude, I love Knack 1.
Is anyone actually excited?
Right here. I thought Knack was alright. That Knack. Get Knacky with me.
Like...
Is it?
I don't know if...
They're saying, is anybody actually excited for it? And like, if it was exactly like Knack 1, I wouldn't be, but it looks a whole lot more dynamic and fun. So I would be down for Knack 2. I might get Knack 2. Who knows?
He was 9 at the time. He was just like,
I don't know.
Well, come on though. Your kid is spoiled for choice. It's just like,
What is that?
He has a gamer dad. Come on.
So he can have an opinion too.
I'm saying he can have. I'm saying, but he has a more informed.
These fucking goobers are really boring still.
No, I'm not a hater. I'm a lover. I've never been a hater in my entire life. You're the ultimate hater. Take this. I don't want your hater stuff next to me.
Anything else, Sony? Any old IP? We heard from Kojima. Probably no Death Stranding.
Yeah, no Death Stranding.
Sewer Shark, because they published Sewer Shark on Sega CD.
Sewer Shark's that old FMV, right?
Yeah.
I love Sewer
That's
Shark.
an old IP that maybe they can bring some life back into.
I doubt it. New
Who
Sonic?
owns Sewer Shark?
It said Sony Pictures right in front of it. It went Sony Pictures.
I'm a little surprised that, like, Devolver Digital had its own thing going this year, even though they didn't really show off any quote-unquote new games. Oh, well, fuck it. No, enough of that shit. Let's get into the video games.
Thanks for joining us on ETH here on Twitch. This is the PC Gaming Show.
For a show full of announcements, new gameplay footage, and all things PC gaming. I've been your quizmaster, Tom Marks. Be sure to stick around because you won't want to miss it.
Who the fuck are you? Oh, well, we're going in there. Going straight in there already. PC Gaming Show, powered by Intel.
Why do we call it the personal computer? Well, it's not just a box or a station, right? Your PC doesn't exist without you. And you don't just use your PC, you're its keeper. You're responsible for it.
Oh, they're...
PC gamers get their hands dirty.
Oh, they're going all in on this one, huh?
The cables. It's got your fingerprints on it, and that has a special kind of pride. We build our PCs, and through them, we build friendships and rivalries. We build communities and our reflexes.
I'm down!
We write stories, we make mods because we get to decide what experience we want.
Get the hell out of my face.
God bless you, modders. PCs are scaffolding for our
Well, alright.
That's what PC gaming means to us. To build. And to give back to your
Hey, look, it's Overwatch.
This is the PC Gaming Show
Overwatch
2017.
This is the PC2.
And girls and lovers of games all over the place. This is the PC Gaming Show, sponsored by Intel. How are you all doing this fine morning?
I feel like this is the same guy that comes out for the PC shows every time.
Woo, that's excellent. I'm your host, Sean Day9 Plot, and if you have never been to this show before, it's simple. We have a slew of incredible guests.
They usually do it in like a weird talk show format, though. Like they have a desk and everything. Like a desk and a couch.
Ace Hotel Theater in downtown Los Angeles. Twitch chat, it's a pleasure to have you here.
I can't tell if they have that now. It doesn't look like it.
Right now. Now, if you're interested in watching in another language, over at PCGamingShow.com, we have German, Spanish, Russian, Chinese. Feel free to head there, or stay right here for English coverage. And without any further ado, let's find out what's happening this year at the PC Gaming Show.
Well, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get in there.
Show. Live from the theater at Ace Hotel in downtown Los Angeles, California.
Oh, it's the Darkest Dungeon guy.
Coming up, Intel explores the future of PC gaming. New announcements from Xbox.
Okay.
Jordan Weissman, the creator of MechWarrior, gives a first ever look at BattleTech's campaign. New
Alright.
for Middle-earth, Shadow of War.
Cool. Actually, because I wanted to see more of Middle-earth, Shadow of War.
Play from Total War, Warhammer 2. New announcements.
Alright.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Okay. Fair
An
enough.
exciting reveal from Tripwire Interactive.
Oh no, shoot bangs.
Plenty more. Now, once again, Sean Plot.
Thank you so much, evil omnipotent voice in the sky. Let's talk about our very first game. It is an expansion to the legendary and infamous turn-based strategy game, XCOM 2. Let's take a look.
Okay. XCOM, here we go. Don't know, well, no, I can't say that I don't know a whole lot about XCOM. I kind of do, I kind of don't. I've never played it myself, but it looks really fun. Let's see what this is going for. Let's turn off the subtitles.
You're not supposed to be here.
Oh, look at that fucking cool guy. That's an alien. That's a Halo thing.
There were 3 resistance groups that we consider a legitimate threat to Advent. Together, they'd make one hell of a fighting force. Too bad they hate each other.
So, you do exist.
They were sent here to purge the lost.
You are safe here.
Huh. Those are Zombimbos. That's pretty cool. So I guess you have like cool aliens on your side now?
That can't be good.
Advent Pollock. I suppose we should begin then.
Maybe?
Now the real war begins.
War of the Chosen, huh? Oh, it's coming out in August. Okay.
To talk about XCOM
Neat.
2 War of the Chosen is the creative director of XCOM 2 over at Firaxis, Jake Solomon. Pleasure to have you here today.
This is very exciting. We finally get to talk about this, so yes, I'm very pumped. Thank you for having us.
Well then, tell us, what is War of the Chosen all about?
Well, so the goal with this game really was to make something massive.
Mm.
So we added a ton of new enemies, lots of new soldier classes, new environments, story, strategy systems. Just
Yeah, it was really vague and weird.
It's an expansion that's even larger than any of the ones you've done previously.
Yeah, easily twice the size of the previous XCOM expansion. It is massive.
Well, let's go ahead and start talking about some of the content that's in there. Who are the Chosen?
The Chosen, right? You saw them, they starred in the trailer. So they were designed to be the ultimate enemies of XCOM. They are 3 almost champions of the alien army.
Huh.
And they have 3 very distinct personalities and 3 very distinct fighting styles. And the player's going to get to know those very well because over the course of a whole game, they're going to fight each of those Chosen multiple times. And the Chosen, just like the player, they get stronger over the course of the game. They learn
So,
new
Cooper,
skills,
you know a
abilities,
bit more of
new
the deal with XCOM.
So in a sense, it's not like a normal enemy.
And I'm guessing that you have a bit of a better idea of how this kind of thing works. Do you usually end up in situations where you're like facing the same like general several times during the game?
Yeah, so for example, there's the assassin, and her personality is tied up in duty and honor.
Do you know more about XCOM? Didn't you play it once?
And she does it, of course, by hunting down XCOM and killing soldiers, you know.
A natural expression of identity.
We're bringing back some familiar elements from earlier games, yes. Yeah. And so, but combat-wise, she's a mix of stealth and close-quarters combat, so she can vanish from sight.
Either way, it's pretty neat to have, like, 3 big bad rival characters that you're fighting against.
And we've talked about this new obstacle in the form of the Chosen. You know, mentioned the assassin. Who are the other 2?
There's the hunter, that's more of a long-range sniper.
Yeah.
And then we have the warlock, which is, you know, a warlock. So, doesn't he look like a warlock? So yeah, they all have very unique skills.
He doesn't look that much like a warlock.
What about the new tools?
He looks more like a kind of a generic army man, but in Alien also.
In the trailer, XCOM is not the only resistance movement on Earth. So in War of the Chosen, you have these 3 factions out there, and like the Chosen, they all have distinct philosophies and distinct fighting styles. But for the player to get access to those, first they have to win those factions over. They have to recruit them to the XCOM cause. But when you do, you have access to the 3 most powerful soldiers we've ever created. So
we're taking a look at the Reaper right now. What's the gameplay of the Reaper?
Right,
yeah, their designs aren't the best, but if their personalities are interesting enough, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Look at those fingers. Yeah, so they're half alien human hybrids, and they're sort of like single soldier wrecking crews. They're really powerful. And then we have the Templars, and they're the most mysterious of the factions. They are psionic wildlings, and they work a little differently because they build up power over multiple attacks that they can then unleash in more devastating abilities.
So it's sort of like a mini resource management mechanic specifically for the Templar.
It definitely is. There's trade-offs there where as they gain focus, you either want to keep it because it makes them stronger, or you can spend it on these really powerful abilities.
Possibly a...
Now, in the trailer, we got the chance to briefly look at...
no, you already did the joke. Shit. You already did the Master of Chiefs joke.
This comes out of the idea that the original alien invasion happened 20 years ago. And in that invasion, the aliens destroyed some of the greatest cities of the world, and we've never been back. So in War of the Chosen, we go back. And what you find there are the Lost, these handsome...
I thought that everyone in the cities died, but apparently they're alive and well. They're
Zombimbos, they're here, and they're here to be zombies.
These are heavily mutated humans, and a single Lost is not going to pose much of a challenge.
Sure.
But
sometimes I hate when mutated characters are just zombies.
These swarms are...
I hate when, like, things are just zombies under a different name. Because these are just zombies under a different name.
Once the Lost show up, then everybody's fighting for their lives.
And I know that a big hallmark of the XCOM games is the sort of tactical maneuvers of the AI that, in the same way you're planning, it's planning too. But the Lost behave quite differently.
Yeah, they're mindless. So the idea is that you have this tactical combat going on against you versus the Advent, the aliens, and then all of a sudden this horde shows up and it throws everybody's plans out of whack. And then you can even have maps where there are chosen, lost, you're fighting the Advent at the same time. It makes for some very, very beautiful chaos. It is definitely unlike any
That sounds really stressful, actually.
First guest out, so I'm going to ask you the big question.
Okay.
When do we get to play it?
We get to play this. War of the Chosen comes out August 29th, so very soon.
Just 2 months.
That's right, very soon on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. So people should follow
Pretty
XCOM
cool.
on Twitter and Facebook if they want to keep up with all the latest XCOM information.
And Jake didn't want to do this, but I'm going to make him do it. Follow Jake on Twitter. It's at Solomon Jake. Follow him, say hello, and tell him you're proud to be a follower.
Yes, please.
I'm not going to do that, Jake. Don't worry. You don't gotta worry about any of that, Jake. I won't follow you.
At Jake Solomon. At Jake Solomon. Thanks so much for joining me today. Jake Solomon, creative director of XCOM 2.
Thank you. Thanks.
Now, as some of you may know, I am not the only host at this event. Joining me to do all sorts of announcement goodies is a woman named Sonia Reed, but you may know her a little better as OMG It's Firefox. How's it going, Sonia?
I don't.
Hi. Thank you, Sean.
I don't know her as that.
And whether you are checking us out online or you're hanging out with us here today, I am super excited to be here and show you guys some awesome games. And you know what? I'm not going to wait. We're just going to get right into it. I want to show you a game called Ooblets. It is going to be coming out early next
Ooblets!
Year, and it is from an impressive
Ooblets, yeah. That game's cool looking.
So it's kind of a
Let's
mashup
take a look
between
at that.
Harvest Moon meets Pokemon meets Adventure Time.
There wasn't a whole lot that has been seen from that game for a little while now, so fucking let's get in there. God, this game's cute. Grow monsters, go and fight. Do cute things with your little monster guys that you grew. Yeah, I dig this so much. Oh, lots of character customization too. That's super neat. Yeah, this is a get. Like, it's a super get. And room customization, yeah. Whoever, well, I kind of know who made this. They knew what they were doing. Ah, 2018. Okay. Fuck, that game is cute. So this is Mech Warriors, or their new game. I guess it's a tactical Shadowrun Returns, huh? Okay. Battletech. Mech Combat returns to the PC.
That Ooblets trailer makes me oh so happy, and the previous one you just got the chance to see is the old school tabletop game Battletech, distilled into its purest form on PC. And here to talk about it from Harebrained Schemes is Jordan Wiseman and Mitch Gittleman. Welcome, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have you.
Mitch Gittleman?
Woo! Yes, that's the spirit. Oh, hell yeah. Now, there's been a lot of games based on Battletech. Tell us about this incarnation.
By all means, Battletech is a modern, turn-based tactical game set within the MechWarrior universe. There's going to be 3 modes of play. A single-player skirmish, a multiplayer skirmish, and then our open-ended mercenary campaign.
Huh.
I want to hop straight into some of that single-player content by taking a journey to the Argo. I understand that, you know, there's all sorts of
I like myself some turn-based RPG type stuff, like turn-based strategy RPG stuff, and if it's with cool mechs, that's even better. I can be down for that.
Going from star system to star system and taking mercenary jobs from all sorts of different people, from petty dictators all the way up to the great lords and ladies of the noble houses. And from there, you can also command your entire mercenary crew. There's
when are we going to get a Metal Wolf Chaos 2?
As you take your jobs and upgrade your ship.
I'm curious a little bit about the storyline in the single player.
Sure. So you're going
I mean, like,
Lady Kamea Arano. She's
we're definitely. I feel like we're going to get a proper mech game. Well, actually, I don't even have to say that, because Vanillaware is putting out a mech game over here in the West pretty soon. And that's going to be good because it's Vanillaware, and of course it's going to be good.
And here in the mech bay, which is one of the key components of the Argo,
so be excited for that. We're probably going to get gameplay of it at the Sony show, because I think that it's a PlayStation exclusive. So don't be too happy about that, unfortunately for you. But sorry, Cooper. Sorry, Cooper. You don't get the video game again.
Especially in this time in era where parts are scarce.
Get a PS4.
An important part of the game, and that also gets into, you know, like when you take out an enemy, try to leave the parts you want.
Yeah, you want to hit them just hard enough to take them down. There's Lady Kamea Arano there, and she's going to be the person you work for during the campaign.
But yeah, we know that it's going to be at the PlayStation show. That one's going to be, and Yakuza 6. Yakuza 6 is going to be at the PlayStation show, which is good to know because, yes, Yakuza 6. That game exists to you because it's Yakuza.
Cover, even though you're, you know, friggin' 30-foot tall, covered in armor, hiding in a forest still helps. It soaks off damage. And so all of those are kind of core.
Also, that's a lie. You totally have interest in it. You're just salty because you can't play it, because you don't have a PlayStation 4. If you did, then you'd be very excited about it.
They have the internal components, these critical slots filled with all sorts of important pieces. So what you're trying to do is strip off the armor from one location and then keep your facing to try and penetrate it, get to the juicy bits.
Yeah, I mean, I see this diagram at the top. It's reminiscent of the original tabletop game, which I actually played as a kid.
That's pretty interesting, though, this game. I like how it's set up.
I mean, I understand the same sort of.
Plus, I just saw a missile spam, which is something that I love to see.
And you keep going at it, you blow that arm off, and they lose those weapons.
And the back is really juicy and tasty too. You get around the back of a battle mech and penetrate. I said that out. We're live, right?
We'll allow it. We'll allow
there
it.
you go. What you just saw there is Melee. One of the things we're really excited about. I mean, mechs were not only weapon systems; they're giant.
They might have something to say about Armored Core. Part of me feels like if they did have something to say about Armored Core, though, they might leave that for Tokyo Game Show in a couple months.
And so you really want to watch your heat, how much
like this
your,
guy here is
your different weapons do.
I feel like that's going to be the case, because, like, Armored Core, more than anything, was real popular in Japan. So I feel like they might go for that instead of over here. But apparently they might talk about, like, several things that they're working on right now. The current rumor that I've heard recently is that they're working on a Souls-like game that is based on the Aztecs. And that'd be fucking interesting.
From PC Games Past. To talk about it, we got Sonya in the mezzanine.
Hi again, Sonya.
This game is to come to us from our friends at Tales World Entertainment. And they have been working on an awesome open-ended action medieval RPG game. So I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just get right into it. We're going to check out the trailer for Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord.
Oh, fuck, Mountain Blade 2? Okay. All right. Fucking oh, don't worry, everybody. Hello, Sean. How's it going? Mountain Blade 2 is happening. Mount and Blade, for the record, not Mountain Blade. I just talk real fast. I'm sorry. It's really good looking. Mountain Blade 1 was, like, really cool. And this game also just looks like a whole fucking ton of fun. Get in there, fight a billion people. Fight a literal war. Just fuck yeah, that looks like a lot of fun.
Always a pleasure to have Mountain Blade 2 here at the PC Gaming Show. Now, I know we've just gotten started, and we've seen XCOM and Ooblets and Battletech. We would love to hear your thoughts. Use hashtag PC Gaming Show. Let us know what you think. We'll even put some of the tweets up here live. Not all of the tweets, because that would be a disaster. Some of you on Twitter really need to pull it together. But either way, we'd be thrilled to hear your thoughts. And coming up next, we have the sequel to Total War Warhammer 1. It's Total War Warhammer 2. I'm joined by Al Bickham.
Okay, Total War.
How's it going, Al?
Sure. All right.
So tell me, what is it that's going on since your announcement?
Yeah, BattleTech is like a it was like a turn-based strategy type mecha game where you had a whole bunch of mechs and you did cool stuff with them, like go over to somebody and fucking spam their face with missiles. It was cool looking. It looked like a lot of fun. It's based on like a tabletop game.
Yep, 4 new factions, yep.
I thought there were 2 big ones we were talking about.
No, well, we're focusing on the High Elves.
Now this one, on the other hand, is
Dark Elves as well, and another 4th race.
Total War. I have very little idea what Total War. I actually have very little idea of what
so they're both essentially
Warhammer, the like olden time one, is all about. A lot more versed in Warhammer 40k. And I'm not even well versed in it, just a lot more than this one.
that's what we'll be showing today.
And we're going to be looking at what is called a quest battle between the
Look at that
High Elves and
fucking
Lizard Men.
cool
We'll see
guy.
a little bit of what we're about to see.
Jesus.
Okay, so this is, we're about to show some footage from a quest battle for Krokgar, who's one of the legendary lords for the Lizard Men, and this is one of his quest battles, and it's the battle for the Fallen Gates.
The Lizard
The
Men.
master Lizard Man forces trying to oust the High Elves as they try and
Tell
they're sort of
Cooper
meddling
more.
in
He wants to know more right now.
of the Lizard Men.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
good
very
job.
excited to take a look. It's going to be some in-game footage.
Good
from
job,
the
guy in the back that's in charge of taking care of the trailers, you dummy. Play the trailer. Those are the Lizard Men? Wait, what? Oh. Yeah. The Lizard Men look more like just straight lizards than Lizard Men. Also, yeah, there's dinosaurs. Dragons and dinosaurs finally going head to head. After all this time, we'll find out who's really the biggest badass. Alright, it's out in September. Cool.
September 28th, Al. That is the first time I think we've got the chance to see that official release date.
Yep, we're announcing that today. We're officially out on the 28th of September. So we're available for pre-orders now. We've got an early adopter bonus, which is a really significant sort of bunch of new content for Warhammer 1. It's a new
Awesome.
race pack, in fact. So yeah, we're out this year.
Well, I want to take a step back, and I want to have you talk a little bit about what it was that we just saw in the Battle of the Fallen Gates.
Right, so as I mentioned, this is a quest battle, and this is the Lizard Men versus the High Elves.
Right.
And this is what we've got playable here at E3 this week. So you'll be able to take control of the Lizard Men in that battle and experience that immense diversity and all the
Yeah, I feel like the well, no,
Oblets.
There we go. That's the word. Oblets got announced for 2018. We got a nice big trailer for Oblets, and it continues to look extremely nice. And it showed off a whole lot more of the customizations that you can do for that game. Looks great. Looks like a lot of fun.
What's going on with the campaign level in Warhammer 2?
So in Warhammer 2, we've got a ton of new campaign features which lead you to kind of explore and discover.
But yeah,
and gain
not
the ability
a
to
lot of
do
things
stuff.
are being
And
announced
it's all
for
based around, a sort of
around
overarching narrative,
September.
so all the races are in tension right until the end. But we're also, shortly after launch, we're also releasing a free update for the
Well,
game,
Cooper,
which will
if you want to
bring the
stop,
combined campaign
like,
map into
almost stabbing yourself in the eye with your fingers, stop poking your eyes with your fingers with the attempt of stabbing them out.
That's awesome.
Just don't do that thing.
Well, I understand you have presence here at E3, not just in this show, but also on the floor. What are players going to get the chance to play there?
Yep, so they can play the Battle
Stop
of the Fallen Gates. We've got
poking
two
your
different difficulty modes,
eyes.
so,
That's
kind of starter difficulty
the
mode
way
and
that you
a
fix
veteran
that.
difficulty mode. And they'll also get to see, we're also rolling, when you play it, you'll see the actual campaign map as well. We've put a video together that details loads of the new features in the campaign map, so you can actually
I
see
wonder
the
if we're going to get a fighting game
It's really good fun.
in this.
Well, Al, I want to thank you for coming out.
That'd be interesting to see. I don't think that they've ever talked about a fighting game on this thing. It's mostly strategy games because, God, they like PC really likes.
Game genre, a genre
Oh,
where
card
no matter
games
how hard
though.
I try, I wind up playing bad decks and having fun. Here to talk about the upcoming expansion for Shadowverse is Kripparrian.
Shadowverse.
Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today I want to talk to you guys about Shadowverse. Shadowverse is one of the best.
Oh,
card
you
games
couldn't
ever
even make it
because
here.
It just does everything right. Every time I log into Shadowverse, I have an amazing
Oh, it's-
experience. I can play whatever deck type,
Oh,
whatever
good.
deck, whatever cards,
It's-
anything I want to do.
it's
And of course,
fucking-
every time there's new cards added to the game,
It's
this
like
whole
every
thing gets
single
forwarded
fucking
and really
card
the
game
gets
ever.
So much richer. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the worldwide debut of the Wonderland Dreams trailer.
I have a book for thee, like no other. Each page a window to
I guess that explains why, if he gets salty about Hearthstone a lot, I guess that explains why he's now shilling for other things than Hearthstone.
Or wistful love. Within this book, all ambitions bloom.
Yeah, the animate, well, the art style of this is Vanillaware-esque.
But fear not to bite life's fruit.
Maybe a little like less intense, but very anime and very Vanillaware-esque.
The hand you choose defines your fate. So I ask you, is this really just a game?
Wonderland Dreams looks cute. That looked cute.
Thank you, Cygames, and thank you, Crip. As you know,
yeah, you missed Mount and Blade 2, and a couple other cool things. Yeah, you missed Mount and Blade. It looked really good.
Come on out.
Hey, doing, Sean?
Hey, thanks for joining us, Doug.
It's great to be here.
I want to thank you, Doug, for coming out, and of course, thanks to Intel for sponsoring this event. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to us. And
look at this
Doug,
fucking short guy.
I'm going to give the stage to Doug. Goodbye.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I am very excited to be here. And I'm very excited to talk to the PC gaming community about all the announcements we made this morning from Intel. I'm a software guy, you're the gamers. All these announcements are very relevant to everything we do. You know, 2016 was an amazing year by all measures in gaming. Look at the number of live streams in Twitch. Over 2 million new live streams.
Fair enough.
100 million esports enthusiasts.
Yeah, time to fucking time to fucking I'm sleep.
Because of you. It's because of you in this room, the PC gamers. It's because of you.
So, because I don't give a fuck about any of these things that he's saying, how is everybody feeling about E3 so far?
You have that instinct.
I feel like it's been a pretty good show, all in all. I've been feeling pretty good about pretty much everything except for most of the Bethesda show.
Female, tech, non-tech. Millions of people getting together, inspiring each other to immerse themselves in this environment. Now, it starts at Intel with amazing
hardware. I also wish I had money. That would help out a whole lot with a lot of things.
2 weeks ago of our X Series platforms. Now, you gaming enthusiasts will love the Core i7X overclocking capability. It's an amazing system. And you megatasters who want to game, create, stream will love the beast of them all, the Core i9 Extreme.
Wait, what? You're only excited about Wolfenstein? Like nothing from the Microsoft thing excited you even a little bit?
I love this hardware. Because why? It gives software people less time waiting, more time creating that amazing content. I work with over 1 million gaming developers to ensure they take full advantage of all
rest in peace, I guess.
Platforms. Whether it's working on the caching algorithms or the high density
maybe I'm just optimistic when it comes to this kind of stuff, but when I see things that even if I don't have the console for or don't know if I'd be 100% down for, I'm still fairly excited that they exist because maybe they will end up being a whole lot more neat than even I think they will be. Is this guy alright? Okay, he was waiting for the fucking screen to change.
These are just a few examples, whether it's Halo Wars 2 or Overwatch or in the VR space.
I can get that though, that nothing really made you say I need to get that console right now kind of thing.
How many people have heard of Destiny?
I mean, in a way, it helps that lots of the games that I really want for the Xbox are also for the PC or the PlayStation 4. Like Anthem. Anthem's going to be on the PlayStation 4, so I can play it. I don't have to get like a 360 for it. Well, not a 360, a One. A One. I'm used to the 360 for some reason, and I don't want to think about the Xbone all that much.
And YouTube broadcaster, welcome on stage, Tefty Teft.
But yeah, wait, Destiny 2 is going to be on the PC?
Hey, Tefty.
Hey, Doug. How you doing?
Good. Great to see you.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
So you really do live, eat, breathe, sleep, dream Destiny.
I do. I play a lot of Destiny. I've got thousands.
I'm kind of surprised. I didn't think that it would be on the PC.
Around Destiny on Twitch, and I'm a co-host for one of the founding co-hosts of Destiny Community Podcast, one of the biggest podcasts specifically for Destiny. So I know a lot about Destiny, and I play a lot of it.
That's great. And so when you play it, have you experienced it on the PC yet?
I have, yeah. I got to play it at the event. I got to say, the PC experience is amazing. As somebody who's played a lot of hours in Destiny, everybody knows how is it going to transfer, how's the experience going to go from console to PC, are they going to actually be able to deliver? And I can say 100% sure that the PC experience is incredible. When I got to play it, I was blown away. I popped Dawnblade, used a mouse and keyboard, and rain and fire from above. It was amazing. You guys, if you're a fan of Destiny, you're going to love
I would think that, like, a lot of people would be more down for Destiny now that it's on the PC, actually.
Be on the show floor. The other thing, too, is they've got tons of PC support as well.
I feel like it's going to become a crazy thing now that it's on PC.
Uncapped frame rates. I mean, for me personally, I'm going to be looking at pushing 144 or higher for FPS because
it's a bit worrying though, because now it is going to allow people that have it on the PC version to just cheat using everything that they can to cheat at that fucking multiplayer.
So if you do have an i9 Extreme, which, hey, you know, maybe hook me up. If you have an i9 Extreme, it'll be able to take advantage of all those cores. That is.
You don't think that the PC gamers have earned it?
I'm very excited about that potential.
Is that just?
I can't wait to run it out max.
What does that mean?
As possible.
Well, fantastic. You guys all have a chance to take a look at it. Maybe you and I can play later today.
That'd be great.
All right.
It's good. It's going to be on the E3 show floor. So.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Doug.
Big hand. I love that. That experience. Nothing says it like that, right? All right. So it's not just about the top 8 list titles, but also it's about the broad set of developers we participate with. The independent developers. You can see examples of properties that they've developed. We want to make sure everybody's developing content on the PC to create more
PC
and more opportunities.
has literally all of the good games on it.
We're inspiring these developers through a contest called Level Up. Take a look at the sponsors between Intel.
Stop being salty because your console doesn't have enough video games.
Razer sponsoring this event. We have real luminaries judging, like Tim Schafer. Yes, Tim Schafer is going to be judging this contest. The winner will be announced at PAX West in Seattle in September. I encourage you to participate. It's a great event. It's a great opportunity for independent developers to get involved and participate.
Just because you can't video game doesn't mean that everybody else has to slow down for your pace.
For others to participate. We want to discover the next big thing on the PC. We don't know where it's going to come from. So we want lots of people participating on our platform so that the next big thing is built on top of the PC. And you, everybody here, all you gamers, you can participate as well. I'm certain as you're participating in a game, you've thought of something new.
All I've learned today is that Cooper is the jobber of the video game world.
Or at least influence one of those developers and create that amazing immersive experience. Whether you're a gamer, content creator, or even esports. Now, speaking of esports,
Cooper is the James Ellsworth of the video game world.
With ESL. The first being, we have a landmark deal with ESL. Intel is now the global technology provider for esports for ESL.
Look at that guy fucking. Look at those two guys fucking into it.
Community, because the latest technology will be used for the events, for the studios, the back-end operations, and the streaming capabilities during the event. You'll have the latest technology at those events. Now, the thing I love about sports, and I'm a traditional sports admirer as well, is they have this tradition around.
Oh, and also I've apparently learned that Cooper is a fake wrestling fan. What a fucking baka. What an idiot.
Sports, and that's why we're excited with Oculus, ESL, and Intel are sponsoring the Grand Slam event, Intel Grand Slam. And all these leagues getting together, and the first team to win 4 of the 10 events will be the Grand Slam winner. They'll collect their traditional prize, but in addition, they'll get another $1 million bonus for being the Grand Slam winner. $1 million. All right.
God, that was such a please cheer.
About the announcement today around Echo Arena.
Please clap for me. $1 million, please applause.
Do you guys see that announcement today? It's so great. They're creating the multiplayer VR experience and bringing it to life in this platform.
Is this Tron?
We're so excited about it at Intel, and we want so many people to start participating with it. We are sponsoring a deal in conjunction with Oculus to make this available with Oculus free of charge for limited time at launch. So all of you can play with this game free of charge starting July 20th. And you now can participate, learn, and become an expert in VR gaming. Now, I know when you become an expert, what do you want to do? You want to showcase those skills. Wouldn't it be awesome if you had an opportunity to showcase those skills? That's why we're super excited to work together to create the VR Challenge. With Intel, Oculus, and ESL, we're creating the VR Challenge.
VR esports is what's happening,
VR
apparently.
Arena. And everybody's going to compete, and the end of it's going to be in Poland at the Intel Extreme Masters, where the finals will be.
I can't wait to watch 1 million people frail around like idiots in front of like a huge audience.
Excited about challenges? I'm going to give you a challenge all here today. Just participate in at Intel Gaming. Follow at Intel
That's going to
Gaming,
be such a weird thing.
By participating there to win 1 of 3 great prizes, 1 from Oculus, 1 from Asus, and 1 from iBuyPower. You'll have a chance to win 1 of these prizes just by participating in this challenge.
I got an iBuyPower like computer once, and it was the shittest thing that I've ever had.
Opportunity to play, participate, and
it was not great.
So the future is here now. The future of gaming. You can
I don't trust it no more.
And growing. You see the immersive capabilities. And why is that happening? Because we have amazing Intel hardware. As a software person, that helps me participate in creating amazing and compelling content and those new immersive experiences we all want to have. So the realm of possibilities are here now. An example of that is VR. So I'm stepping away now. I'm going to go up and look at the Echo platform, Echo Arena, and see how it goes, and I'll be back in a minute. So Sean?
Doug. It was a pleasure to have you. Thanks for all the great announcements. And of course, thanks again.
That was a bit of a weird sound thing that was happening.
Keep in mind, if you look at the time, we're not even halfway done yet. We have all sorts of games
Wait, really?
still yet to be announced. So let's go ahead and look.
Okay, I guess this is going to be a 2-hour show. Shit.
Watching the PC Gaming Show. Coming up, Brendan Green joins us to talk about the future of his smash hit, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. And a new game from Klei Entertainment. Back to you, Sean.
Okay. Why are they doing this like it's got commercial breaks? There are not commercial breaks in this.
How's it going, Sonya?
Thank you, Sean.
Unless this is pre-recorded as fuck, but it doesn't seem like it.
Does not let go. And I just want to hear more about it. And luckily, I've got the perfect person to talk to today. I am joined by Felix Kramer on the game formerly known as Secret Legend, but you've got some special announcements. I saw some secretive tweets from the Dicey Twitter account.
You did.
Do you want to talk about that?
Well, you're exactly right. We were known as Secret Legend, but today we're announcing our new name, Tunic. So you can head to tunicgame.com to find out more about that. And we're announcing that we're pairing with
Secret Legend is a much better name than Tunic.
incredible work on Night in the Woods and Overland.
So exciting,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So I want to tell you, it wasn't just the fox that sold me on this game. I love the beautiful, charming graphics, and honestly, I just want to see more of it.
Night
Can we
in the
check out
Woods,
trailer?
huh?
Let's do it.
Oh. So this is their new game. Yeah, this is by the guys who made Night in the Woods. And I guess this game's a Zelda-like? Yeah, it's kind of a Zelda game, but with a fox. This looks fantastic. Wow, this game looks like it's got a lot of things in it that are really viscerally satisfying. That's sick. Huh. Oh. Well,
Thank you, Sonia.
all right.
Our next title that we'll be talking about is honestly a huge surprise hit, having just surpassed 3 million sales. You may recognize it as one of the 3 most played and broadcast
That game looks really, really good. I might play it at some point pretty soon.
Now, Brendan Green, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
When that game comes out, I'll see if I can possibly play it on the channel. Who knows?
Thank you. I gotta say, it has been amazing to see the runaway success of your game. What's it been like for you?
Oh, it's been immense. I mean, really, the reaction we've got from players and content creators has been tremendous, and I want to say thank you to everyone for that. It's been great.
And thank you for the
So many trailers end with players getting their ass kicked because they need to show that the game is hard,
Learn to love the salt.
and
well, I understand.
like,
even though a lot of people,
yeah, it's like a visceral thing. You gotta know that the game is like,
there's a whole lot more to come. Talk to us a little bit about
yeah.
what's in store.
So we have, our focus at the moment
Oh
is to
boy.
sort of stabilize the game, get the
Oh
servers up to
boy.
spec, but also we
Time to
have,
watch people be
2
big
weeks
Scream
replays
Lords.
planned for in-game replays. We have new weapons coming every month. So yeah, no, but our current focus is really just get the game competitive and stable.
So suddenly fences are no longer the most impossible object in the game. You can climb over them.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. So our content programmer Marek, he's done a really great job getting this system to be dynamic. So it doesn't matter what object you're in front of, you'll jump or vault over it.
Yeah, so in terms of jumping and vaulting, is it...
I suppose that's cool.
Is it sort of, when you say that it's dynamic, does this mean that the taller the obstacle, the more difficult it is to climb over?
Yeah, exactly, and it has different animations for each different thing, so vaulting, climbing. Now we also have weather, so...
One of my favorite aspects, of course, is the rain map in the game. Walk me through what we're seeing here.
So this is our new weather settings. This is fog. You just saw clear day. Our rain has been tweaked a little bit as well.
To be fair,
we also have our sunset coming in.
To be fair, all of this stuff is pretty big for the kind of game that this is.
And what is the impact on gameplay of these types of things with weather?
It just changed dynamic. Oh, so this is...
Oh, a new gun.
Yes. This is the OTS Groza. It's a 7.62 bullpup. Super powerful, crate only. Yeah, it's going to be a beast.
Is it a short range, long range? Where's
short to medium, it's going to be a beast. It's going to be super powerful.
Yeah.
And then long range, it'll work as well.
And I remember before you came on the show, I asked, why did you put that gun in? And I think your answer was...
It just looks cool.
It looks cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, we wanted to add a bullpup and we wanted to add something else to the 7.62 class. And this is a Spetsnaz weapon. Yeah, it just looks great.
It looks cool, as good as a reason as any, honestly. I want to come back to the weather effects. Obviously, they look beautiful.
Yeah, dynamic is the word of the
well, it's just going to change
the year this time, I suppose. I've even said it a few times. It's infectious. It can't be stopped.
It's just, again, to give you a bit of variety and make every game kind of different.
You've talked a little bit about what we've seen in the video, but talk to me about long term. What's far down the line for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds?
So again, we want to finish out the platform and make it a good platform for all kind of game modes. You know, we will have modding down the line as well. Yeah, and it's again, it's just creating a stable platform. That's our aim here.
I understand that you're also working on new maps.
Yeah, so we have 2 new maps coming. One based in Peru, a desert map with sort of ruined cities with sandstorms and stuff.
That's awesome. That sounds
and
pretty
then
cool.
One in the Adriatic, so it has even a ruined cosmodrome in the center of the map with like snowfall, and I'm excited.
That's neat.
And I know that
this game's neat.
Involved with the community of regular
I can't.
What's in store for those people playing the game right now?
So as I said, we have our
I can't say there's anything bad about PlayerUnknown's Battleground outside of the name. It looks like a fun game. I don't know if I would play it myself, but it looks like a fun game, and the general idea behind it looks really good. There is a reason why it is so popular, and it's because it's got a strong base to it, and just adding on to it is probably good enough to warrant anything like really announcing it, I guess. It's got like 3 million sales, like they said. It's fucking crazy.
I'm excited.
That's great. I'm sure players will completely stop blaming anything on the game at that point.
Right.
They will accept responsibility for those losses then. Well, to PlayerUnknown himself, Brendan, thank you so much for coming out to talk about it. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone.
As we get ourselves set up for the next game, we're going to head to the mezzanine with Sonia for a little bit of a giveaway.
Thank you, Sean. Sean is pretty
giveaways.
Cool, right? You know what's a little bit cooler? A free PC. We're going to be giving away a badass PC from our friends at Intel. This bad boy is going to be rocking an i7 7700K processor. There's a lot of 7s in there, and it's going to be running a NVIDIA GTX 1080. It is worth more than $2,500.
Man, the production of this one is a little rough. They're having a bit of a rough time this time around.
Thank you, Sonia. And I am pretty cool, right? Jesus, thanks, audience.
The audience is not into it this time. They're
I
sleepy.
didn't realize you could pinpoint the exact time and date a career died, but we still have all sorts of great stuff in store for you. Our next guest you may recognize from PC gaming shows past. Tripwire Interactive is back with a slew of games to talk about, and I'm joined by creative director Bill Monk. Pleasure to have you, Bill.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Good to have you back.
Oh shit, it's Steven Universe.
You guys have been busy. Congratulations on the recent release of Rising Storm 2.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a realism FPS. We just released it.
Yeah, I know that Day 9 is pretty cool.
Really positive. Really happy about that. And we want to thank everyone who was part of the beta phases that helped shape the game in a real positive way. And be sure to check out the Trello boards, see what we're up to. And we're actually
Shootgun bangs.
really busy working on some new content. So stay tuned.
That's what you want to see at the PC games.
Especially this year, there's so much to talk about. I mean, last year you announced Killing Floor, Incursion, the VR Killing Floor. How's that been going?
Oh, that's been going awesome. You know, Incursion's one of the
is Killing Floor good?
Second wave games.
I don't know a fucking thing about Killing Floor.
We think we have one of the best products that's going to come out later this year. It's scary as hell. You can play it
I don't know if I could answer
single player and co-op. And we're really excited.
I don't like that thing.
Stay tuned on that. That's awesome.
Now,
whatever that thing is, I don't like it.
Content coming down the line for your big game, Killing Floor 2. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, when we released Killing Floor 1, one of the things that really put us on the map was our time seasonal events.
Right.
And when we released Killing Floor 2, people were always clamoring and asking, you know, well, when are you guys going to do that for Killing Floor 2?
Reasonable enough.
Well, we're super happy to announce the Summer Sideshow coming out this year.
Well, I'm eager to show everyone this footage. This trailer makes me laugh every time. Let's go ahead and take a look at Killing Floor 2's Summer Sideshow.
Oh boy, clowns.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tragic Kingdom Amusement Park. Come on down and play Find Minnie Hughie, Feed the Pound, Dunk the Bloat.
Okay.
What? Was that a real head? Trade for festive clown makeup. Come
colorful hats, and dozens of other items. Carnival rewards are only available for a limited time. See the adorable Pinhead and marvel at the mighty strong clown.
That's... Oof.
Hear the bearded beauty, the siren from Fiji.
Oh, that's...
Backed by popular demand.
Oh.
Come see Pukie the Clown and the Monkey Man. Why does the monkey have a chainsaw? Find romance in the tunnel of love.
This is a lot. A lot is happening.
Look at the... Ow! Scream on Pound Mountain. Oh, but that's not safe. See the death-defying firestorms of Dr. Infernum's Pyrotechnic Emporium. Oh, is he actually on fire? Why is that person on fire? Earn new achievements and try out the new HC-12 shotgun and tactical lever-action rifle.
This feels like it's trying a bit too hard.
I don't care, it's unlockable. Why does the carnival cleanup crew need hazmat suits? No, no, I'm done. This is a horror show. I'm getting out of here. If you can hear this, run!
Warning. News and outbreaks and variants and behavior detected. Be alert for new challenges, modes, and threats in the weekly outbreaks.
Don't know about that.
I mean, I know it's a horror theme, but there's some great humor in this.
Oh yeah, I mean, seasonal events are definitely the most fun to work on. I mean, it's just, we can just go crazy and go goofy. You know, we got clowns.
You got the
fat
monkey
clowns,
that bangs the cymbal with a
monkey with
chainsaw instead.
chainsaws, midgets on stilts, bearded ladies. You know, we got it all.
Tell me a little bit about what is the gameplay? What's some of the stuff that people can experience in the Summer Sideshow?
So it's a limited time event. It's only going to
Right.
last for 1 month. So all this crazy stuff you're seeing here, it's 1 month. And there's over 50 cosmetic items.
Oh, I don't like that.
Playing it totally free.
I'm really not a fan of, like, any games like...
We also have mini games that are, you know...
Any games like this, specifically, any shooting games, really, that do, like, seasonal things where it's a very limited time thing.
End of the trailer. What's the weekly outbreak about?
So each week, new gameplay mode comes out.
I don't like that thing that Overwatch does either, where it's like,
It's starting out with
we have this not even seasonal event, just this event that is happening, and you can only get the things that you see in the event that we put out during this time. Only. Gladly, it seems like they're fixing that, where it's like, you can get them, like, you can get some of the older stuff now, apparently, from, like, older events that you couldn't get before.
Precious items and stuff like that.
So that's nice. If it's like a timed, you can now get this older, like this older stuff. That's, I guess that's all right. But I feel like it'd be better if they just added more cosmetic and like overall different stuff as like a normal thing,
Whereabouts is it at on the E3 floor?
rather than a timed or exclusive thing.
That's right, it's at the PC Gaming Show booth. We have our own booth here at E3.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad that two of you are very excited to hear that.
The first of many, right? This is going to become a tradition.
Indubitably. I'm not in charge of the budget, so yes, of course. Well, I want to say, Bill, thank you so much for coming out. Congrats
Absolutely,
on all the projects and the progress. Bill Monk from Tripwire Interactive.
Thank you.
Cheers. Let's head back up to the mezzanine for a little bit of social with Sonya.
This year's PC Gaming Show is being broadcast on more platforms than ever before. We are on Steam, we are on Facebook and Twitch and Mixer. We are all over the place.
I
This is
always
awesome.
fucking forget that Steam has like a video playing software to it now.
Kinda nice to them because they're going to be giving away games throughout the entire show.
I don't understand why it has that thing.
Unfortunately, no free games for day 9. But sorry. Back to you, Sean.
I'll happily buy them. Yay, video games! Now, if any of you got the chance to see the conferences leading up to today, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on. In particular, Microsoft has had a whole slew of games people are pumped for, including some that are going to be at this show, starting with the first ever incarnation of Forza Motorsport coming straight to PC. It's Forza Motorsport 7. Joining me to talk about
Time
it is
for
the
cause.
Motorsport from Turn 10, Bill Giese. Come here, Bill. How's it going?
Do you fucking love cars?
The announcement yesterday must have been really exciting for you guys.
I fucking love cars.
To the world.
Not an in-game car, a
no,
car.
an actual car. That's normally saved for car shows like Geneva and Paris.
Yeah.
We revealed a car here at E3, the Porsche 911 GT2 RS, to the world yesterday. It was awesome.
You know, I've gotten the chance to play the previous Forza Motorsport games, and they always struck me as a racing game not
I
focused on
just heard the fucking Xbox sound.
Forza Motorsport is about...
They're showing the trailer that they used for the Xbox thing now.
Ground up to really recreate that feeling of driving a car at peak. The cars, we have over 700 cars.
They didn't even have a separate fucking
What are some of the things that you've done?
like trailer cut where it didn't have the Xbox sound.
Not only will it have mouse and keyboard support,
Fuck.
but with multi-USB, we have every fan-requested wheel on the market. And it's been exciting for the team.
That's a lot of USB
It's a lot
devices.
of wheels, let me tell you. And we've been testing that. Last week alone, we brought in any USB device we had, and we played on a Guitar Hero guitar and a DDR pad. Now, you're not going to do that, obviously.
That's
but
not how
that's
real
not-
racing
racers do
works.
it.
That's not the hyper-realistic part.
But whatever you have in your closet...
Are they still calling it Porsche?
Now, what about for low-end PCs? There's obviously a lot of people who are on budget devices. I mean, what about for them? What's the optimization been like?
Well, it's been great. Going to the high end of 4K, unlock frame rate, 21:9.
I didn't hear, like, I was not thinking while they were talking about it. Are they still calling it Porsche? Because hearing that kind of made me want to die.
Absolutely. Come by the show. We've got 2 hydraulic rigs in 4K on ultra 4K PCs.
Hydraulic rigs? You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, bring a vomit bag and come on, check it out. It looks awesome.
Well, awesome. Bill, thanks so much for sharing with us.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
I'm incredibly excited of all the stuff Microsoft's doing. You just got the chance to look at Forza, and now coming onto the stage, I am replacing Bill with Ted Timmons. He's the PC design lead at Rare to talk about Sea of Thieves. Come on out, Ted.
Okay, Sea of Thieves. We saw stuff from it yesterday, and it looks better than it did 2 years ago. Or 1 year ago. Yeah, 1 year ago.
We've made the pirate game you've always wanted. When you think about sailing around the open seas, you and your crew of crewmates, basically it's Pirates of the Caribbean meets the Goonies.
What are some of the things that you're showcasing
Oh,
here
boy.
at E3 in the game?
Yeah, so for anyone who didn't see the briefing yesterday, we showed off great new features like riddle map storms and firing yourself out of cannons.
Or a common pirate pastime.
Yeah, pretty known.
Now, I had to ask the same question to Forza Motorsport. What are some of the things, some of the features that you've added in to focus on the PC experience?
Yeah,
I
so
hope,
things like 4K,
like,
unlock frame rates,
I
everything
forget
you'd
if
expect,
they
but we
said
also
when
brought
this
up
game's
things
coming
like
out.
Origin 21:9 as well, my personal favorite.
Your favorite resolution?
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
But I
one of the
want to
top
say
3
that
favorite
they should
resolutions?
possibly try and
17:9 and 16:9 as well. Probably.
clean up the combat just a little bit more, maybe.
So, tell me a little bit more.
Because it did
about
look
the
kind of
PC version.
janky.
Obviously, it's
Everything else looked pretty fine.
different devices at once.
Yeah, so we
But
decided to change our
combat
approach to the
looked
game.
kind
We're
of
actually
jank.
building both versions in parallel because we felt that's how we deliver the same game on the same day.
So it's not a port from one device to the other.
Correct, yeah. We felt it was really important just to build them together from the very beginning.
Just one single code path.
One single code path, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I know a whole lot of people here are curious to get their chance to play it. Is there an official release date or an opportunity for them to play it?
Yeah, so we're coming to both platforms in early 2018, but right now we have a technical alpha.
Okay,
You're welcome
18.
To come sign up. We have thousands of PC players playing already. So yeah, come join us, seaofthieves.com.
Once again, Ted
Sure,
Timmons,
combat in the real pirate times was kind of janky, but it doesn't need to be janky. It could be cool instead of that.
Now, this next title is one I'm personally very, very excited about, given the fact that when I took one look at the trailer, the striking visual style just grabbed me. It's an evolution of Cyberpunk, a game called The Last Night.
Okay,
Talk about it.
so
It is the creative director
now we're
at
on
Telltale. Join me in
to
welcoming Tim Soret.
now we're on to a weird thing. We're on to a weird thing.
Thanks for coming out.
Don't know how to feel about this no more. I understand that he has run back some of the things that he has said recently, but
Oddworld, I was going to say, it reminded me quite a bit about it, and
it's still not great.
It blew up. What was that like for you guys?
I don't trust it. I don't trust him specifically, because the last shite thing that he said was in April. So unless he's gone like on a whole path,
apologize for those. They do not in any way represent who I am today.
if he's gone on, unless he's gone on a whole different path from anything, I feel like this has gone from a cool game that looked cool to a bad game that looks bad real fast. It took a day. It took a day for this game that looked good to not look good anymore. I mean, obviously it looks visually still extremely striking for what it is going for. But that's kind of not enough anymore.
Sense of existential crisis to all the inhabitants.
Yeah. Like the way I can.
Like, what is it like to be a person in this world?
So, you know, in a world where you're not valuable anymore in production,
Yeah.
The only thing you can really do is to consume endlessly, right? So what we're trying to see with this game is how do you define yourself, you know, when you don't have anything to create or to strive for.
Yeah, and I can see, you know, obviously there's the futuristic lighting and the visuals, but there's also that sort of drab, dreary tone. This art style is amazing. I mean,
I don't know what to think.
So many modern effects. How did you even think of this?
So it all comes down to my background in VFX and advertising, basically. So I wanted to, you know, explore what I could do with 2D and pixel art, and just augment that and enrich it with like modern techniques of lighting and compositing.
Right. You know, and we've talked a little bit about where we are, about the art style. Who are you? Who do you play as in The Last Night?
Yeah, so the character you get to play is a young idealist, I would say.
Yeah.
And because of a childhood accident, he cannot enjoy the same gamified, augmented life than everybody else.
Right.
So because of that, you know,
I don't know what that fucking means. Is the thing. Because of a childhood accident, he now views things as they're gamified?
What about the gameplay?
What does that fucking mean?
So we took inspiration from some classic genre like point and click and adventure games, but so you get you know, to solve puzzles and dialogues, of course. But we added.
It's such a fucking shame because, like, everyone's right. This looks fucking amazing as a piece of art. It looks fucking amazing, and it's such a shame.
The police might be on patrol at that time, but if I came in the morning, there might be no police, but the resident might be home.
Absolutely, yeah. So that means that, you know, if you see the police coming around the corner, you better, you know, just hide, pretend to be a hobo, or maybe draw your gun.
You also mentioned that the structure of the game is in one night after the other. What's that like?
Yeah, so the game is structured around several nights, so, you know, it spans on several nights, and they are all interconnected, which means that what you tell people on the very first night, you know, and what you do also is remember.
So if I'm just in a conversation, just walk away in the middle of it?
Yeah, they will remember it.
They'll remember.
It's such a bummer. Because, like, in the end, even after hearing the statements put out by both him and by the, by both of the publishers, like the company and then the publisher, it's clear that it's still gonna have the bad things that everybody has pointed out is gonna be bad.
Now, this next game surprised me. I'm sure it will surprise you because of its style. It's from the makers of Arma, the realistic military simulator, and DayZ, the zombie survival game. This one has a much more playful tone, though. Let's look at the next title from Bohemia Interactive.
Which one's this?
It was the mother of all storms. But somehow I just knew everything was going to be...
What the fuck is this?
Well, being stranded on a desert island is a lot of fun. You get
okay.
Friends.
What is with this specific style that a lot of things are going for right now?
And you learn how to craft.
Oh, good, it's Minecraft.
And because it's your land, it won't take long before you call that place.
Yeah, I'm just... That's what I'm seeing right now, is that this specific...
But that's just the beginning.
Like...
Here, you can do anything.
it is become the new indie graphic style. Pixels are out, like weird not voxels are in. It's such a weird thing that this is now the art style that people are going for. Because I feel like it doesn't look great. Like, not even on a aesthetic style. Like a aesthetic... I can't even talk. On an aesthetic kind of way, it doesn't look very good.
Islands. Explore your creativity. Visit us at islands.com.
Islands with a Y? Okay, I guess.
Here to join me to talk about Islands is the creative director from Bohemia Interactive. It's Alish Ulm. Welcome, Alish. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Sean.
What kind of game is Islands?
Okay, so Islands is a sandbox game about survival and exploration, but at the same time, in Islands, you can create your own games, your own adventures, just like the ones we've shown in the video.
Yeah.
Actually, Islands stands for your lands, lands that you create where you make the rules.
And it's almost like a sandbox game, not where you're necessarily
that's
building
dumb.
a structure, but you're trying to build an experience.
Yes, exactly.
And I have to ask, given the fact that the style of it contrasts so sharply with Arma and DayZ, what is it about Islands that still makes it a Bohemia game?
Yeah, we get this a lot, but actually, beneath the surface, there are still the core values that make up a Bohemia game.
Isn't DayZ like super not done though?
How things work, about creativity and imagination.
Like,
and just like Arma or DayZ, we're trying
ain't
to
that shit like
to
in
players with each other.
somewhat
When they play
development
online,
hell right now?
create something new and share it with the community.
And I know that modding is a legendary part of
Yes.
Bohemia's history. What are some of the lessons that you've learned from Arma, learned from DayZ, and brought to modding in Islands?
Well, we have our own editor. It's not a standalone application. It's a part of the game.
Oh, really? I mean, I'd assume that it was just outside like all other editors.
Now, we would like players to be able to prototype their creations really quickly.
Yeah.
And so in the editor, the players can obviously create something new, but they can also decide to open and modify existing games, ones that we created or ones that other players made for them.
Yeah, I mean, we got the chance to see some scenarios in the initial trailer. Like, those are the ones that you're referring to.
Yep.
That is fantastic. I mean, tell me a little bit about what it is that we're seeing right here on screen.
Well, this is just some random multiplayer game. There are two guys. Initially, there were three. I think one just like fell down the bridge. They are trying to get some kind of treasure, and yeah, they are setting the explosives.
That guy just gonna blow the fuck up because he's too. Good job. Good job, you did it.
I know you guys are here at E3. What are some of the things that players can get their hands on?
Oh, that looks really tedious. You just pick up one fucking golden goblet thing at a time.
But at the same time, we'll be showing how
It's just a pile of fucking golden goblets, and you can only pick one up at a time.
There's a way for people to play
Fuck.
right now, is that right?
Yeah, actually, they can already play the alpha version of the game. It's available as a part of our Bohemia Incubator program. They can find more information on our website, islands.com. And later this year, we are coming to Steam Early Access.
That's awesome. And remember, that's islands.com with a Y.
With all fairness in mind,
Alish, thank you so much for coming
this
out to talk about Islands. It's been a
building
pleasure.
thing that they got going here doesn't look all that bad. But I still can't get down with the art style, I suppose.
To come up with some total nonsense when I sit down to play. Our next world exclusive is going to be up in the mezzanine with Sonia.
Thank you, Sean. I am so honored to be a part of this world exclusive reveal from developers Klei. You might recognize their name from games like Don't Starve or Don't Starve Together for lonely folk like myself. And last year at the PC Gaming Show, they actually revealed their sci-fi colony sim game, Oxygen Not Included. And this year they are back. And they are back with a bang. And I am so excited to reveal their upcoming sci-fi RPG game. It is called Griftland.
Griftland? Oh yeah, this thing. Yeah. This looks neat. Yeah, I think that this is pretty neat. I never played Don't Starve, but it looked fun. Maybe not super fun for me, just because I don't like the gameplay loop that it seemed to have for it. But... Oh. Wait, what?
I absolutely love clay games and can't wait the chance to try Grifflands. Now, this next title is an interesting one because I'm not someone who plays many VR games, but I got a chance to check this one out.
Oh no,
several
not
months
VR.
ago, and I was immediately hooked, so I can't wait to talk about it with the creative director from Ready at Dawn. It's Rue Virasuria to talk about Lone Echo. Welcome, Rue.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Save us.
Now, Rue.
Save us from the VR, anybody.
Echo, but a lot of people here maybe haven't seen it or heard
Suda51, come out right now and save us.
The Lone Echo is a single player experience in VR where you play a cybernetic AI on a mining station in the rings of Saturn, and basically in the game you're allowed to move in zero G freely. You can interact with everything inside the environment, and also you'll see that you have an NPC that you can interact with. You can use your hands basically to go everywhere you need to go.
This was the thing that was so amazing for me. You stand still, and then you use your arms to grab onto objects in the environment, to push and pull yourself around, and it was really amazing to move that way. I've never seen this before.
Exactly. I mean, that's basically where the genesis of the project was. We built the mechanic to build the game. So the mechanic was this idea that came from watching ISS space station astronauts, moving around. And we just basically made
Actually, that's kind of neat that you're able to move around like that.
So it's been a few months since I got the chance to play. What's been happening in terms of the single player? Here you got some fancy new voice actors lined up.
Yeah, we did actually when we wrote the story for it.
A lot of VR games seem like super held down to the ground. Like the Doom VR game looked like kind of garbage because you felt like so held down in place, and this one looks the complete opposite of that. It looks a lot more open.
Now, you might be a little bit confused as to how exactly that works, but don't worry. We're going to take an even closer look at what the gameplay is like for Echo Arena.
Sure.
In zero gravity, players fly faster. Passes go farther.
Oh shit, it's Blitzball. It's just VR Blitzball. I can't fucking believe it.
Sweeter.
Blitzball.
Is zero G. In the Echo Arena.
Yeah, sure, alright. Blitzball.
We are up here with
Yeah,
Echo
sure,
Arena
alright.
in action as some of the Ready at Dawn developers are playing against each other. So, Doug, welcome back.
Fair enough.
It's awesome to have you. But
Both
listen,
those
before we
games
get
look
into
like
VR,
they're
I really
fairly
wanted to talk a
fun.
little bit more about the Grand Slam event.
Look at that fucking loser in the background. That's the problem with VR is that, like, no matter what you're doing, you look like a fucking idiot.
We now have our Grand Slam, which is really exciting.
That's awesome. That's exciting. So I'd like to know a little
Yeah,
bit more about Intel's involvement.
the fucking game that we just saw was basically just it was basically just VR Blitzball.
Second generation VR.
Yeah, here it
They've
is.
been an ideal partner to enhance that experience to scale to the most performance.
I guess we're seeing it right now. Look at this.
That's amazing. So I was really excited.
Look at this
to hear
fucking
about your announcement
Blitzball
earlier.
shit.
Yeah, ready at dawn, Intel and Oculus. We announced that Intel is sponsoring a free release of Echo Arena to all Oculus Rift users when it launches on July 20th for limited time. And this is because we want as many users as
God.
possible on this system.
Maybe someday we will find a way to not look like a fucking idiot while you're playing a like VR
Speaking of esports,
game at all.
I'd really love to hear more about Intel's involvement with esports.
Intel has a long
Because
history
right
of
now it is just like
companies like ESL for the
crystallized
We're excited
embarrassment.
about Echo Arena and the growth of VR esports. And that's why we're expanding our partnership with ESL.
That one
and
guy's
Oculus
arm was going
VR
fucking
Challenge
nuts.
League. It kicks off in July, and it features Echo Arena and the Unspoken. And it gives esports enthusiasts the opportunity to compete in VR at key upcoming events, with the finals happening in Poland in 2018 at the Intel Extreme Masters.
Okay, well that sounds kind of awesome. Well, thank you, Doug. I cannot wait to play this game. It's going to be coming out
can't
July
fucking
20th, and
believe
you can
it's just
pre-order it
Blitzball.
Right now, and Rift owners can actually try the open beta on June 23rd. So back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Sonia. And once again, I got the chance to play Lone Echo, and I want to stress, you just have to play it. The single-player experience is especially mind-blowing. So once again, that's Lone Echo. Our next guest announced a game 2 years ago under the title Project Blue Streak, and we now know it as Lawbreakers. Here to talk about
Lawbreakers.
gameplay, but cold hard dates is the CEO of Boston.
Lawbreakers, I know this game.
Lazinski, welcome to the stage.
Thanks for having me, man.
Now, Cliff, I know that you guys in the past have been doing a lot of alphas
Fucking
and betas.
Cliff
How have those been going?
is here.
Right. And then the first beta was good. The second beta was great. We're doing our final closed beta June 28th. If you have a key, sign on to Steam, download the latest update. And then we're doing our Rise Up event, which is a full open beta June 30th.
So this game is the one that everybody was like, just kill it now because it's not Overwatch, which isn't fair.
Well, a lot of developers and publishers, they do these kind of bullshit marketing betas. Where they're like,
Wow,
oh, it's our beta
jeez.
and the game's out next week. I'm like, that's not really the case. You're not going to be able to fix anything. So for our game, we found that the Ramer shotgun.
Cliff takes no bullshit apparently.
Up a little bit, and we sped up the characters. We took actual feedback and we're integrating it into the game.
And these are more than just balance changes. I imagine that speeding up the pace of things creates a pretty different balance dynamic across the board.
Yeah, I mean, you change one thing, it's the butterfly effect. It affects everything else. And is the game going to be balanced on launch? No. That's why we need people's feedback. Play the game, see what characters are overpowered, underpowered, and then we'll introduce new characters and reshuffle the deck.
And I know that it can't be in beta forever, so Cliff, tell us when it's out.
Can I get a drum roll?
Audience,
Oh,
go! Do a thing!
So the game is finally dropping on August 8th on PC and PlayStation 4.
Oh, that's soon.
That is pretty soon.
$29.99, none of that $60 multiplayer only.
Holy shit, it's $29.99? Whoa!
And if you didn't see it online, Cliff took a bow.
It's 30 bucks?
$29.99. Well, if you haven't gotten a chance to see the game and follow it throughout the recent PC gaming shows, let's take a look at some people who got the opportunity to play
Damn.
Lawbreakers, and we'll have them speak for themselves.
Cliffy B making a stand against $60 fucking video games.
1,000 decisions a minute. This is hardcore PvP.
Your instincts take over. It's primal.
It's exhilarating. Full frontal fury. A million miles an hour.
Literally from every angle.
I was shaking after the matches ended. It was like a high.
One of the fastest games that I've ever played.
Are you ready for another one? I'm like, I just need a minute, man. I'm shaking. I'm shaking over here.
I think the thing people are going to find in this game the most enjoyable is simply how difficult it is.
There's a pretty impressive skill gap. You can't just sit down and dominate within an hour or two.
Practical skill required. Precision aiming, the ridiculously fast movement.
That looks like a lot of fun.
A lot of vision and game sense. It's a Twitch shooter. It's how a Twitch shooter should be.
The action's going to press you, and if you don't keep on top
It does look a lot different than it did before. It looks a lot faster. Before it was significantly more slow than it was now.
How do you keep up with your tank and protect them and heal them, also protect your healer and peel off them, while DPS is still being affected and they're being supported? It gets crazy very quickly.
The gravity is the biggest thing because that adds so much verticality, and you combine the different movement systems of each character where some characters...
This is basically Airshot, the video game.
Really wild and insane.
Now, literally anywhere you look is potentially an attack point.
I am literally under the map.
Actually, no, not even just Airshot, the video game. Fucking,
Ripping myself into the air.
Rocket Jump, the video game.
Check every possible corner. People are going to fly you with jetpacks. They're going to fly at you with double swords. You're going to have
someone that can just jet up in the sky, and all of a sudden now you have to worry about getting up there.
There's some abilities that I just haven't seen before.
Medic role is actually phenomenal. It's battle medic, they call it. So it's not one of those medics where you have to sit back. It's not even a thankless role.
It looks like a whole bunch of fun.
With the rest of my team while keeping them alive.
Wraith's got a really good one. With the sliding and the jump into 0G, that's great. Getting like through the map that fast is ridiculously fun.
I've been using the Vanguard to drift off the side, so I've been coming up behind the enemy. It took like 3-4 rounds before they caught on.
With the Gunslinger, he's a very precision character, so just spinning around and popping someone in the head real quick, it feels great.
The game is just aggressive all the time.
You could get it
So much variety of motion.
if you got a PlayStation 4.
It makes you think in a completely different way.
The fastest speed I've ever seen in my life. Crazy when you're...
Or a good PC. One or the other. Make your choice. Choose or die.
Just as a reminder, that Ballin Intel PC is still up for grabs. Don't miss out if you forgot. This bad boy is running an i7.
All you gotta do is win this giveaway.
And an NVIDIA GTX 1080. It's worth more than $2,500. You do not want to miss out. Head over to PCGamingShow.com/giveaway and put in your information. I think it could run Crysis at max settings. What do you think, Sean?
I think it can, Sonya, and I also think that it can run our next title. I am a master of transition. Our next game is from Chucklefish, the wonderful folks who helped
Chucklefish.
Stardew Valley and Starbound. Let's take a look at their upcoming game, Wargroove.
Wargroove. Oh, this game. Fucking Advanced Wars. This game that is just Advanced Wars. It's just Advanced Wars. It looks so nice, but God, it's just Advanced Wars. Yeah, it does. I will give it that. It does have more evil skeletons than Advanced Wars does. You're not wrong. Oh, and it's got map customization, which is super nice. I feel like Advanced Wars very specifically is a game that hasn't really been catered to as far as a lot of... Like, there's a lot of games that are out that are like, it's just this game that you really like again, but because they aren't making any more of it, here it is, but by an indie company. And Advanced Wars is one of those things that hasn't gotten catered to yet. So hey,
reminded me quite a bit of
Congratulations to the guys that really like Advance Wars. Here's another video game for you.
Inspirations of ours, you know. Wargroove is a turn-based tactical strategy game. It's a game about starting to build up your resources every mission and push forward into your enemy
Though
territory.
the name is a bit
Kind of
weird.
dominate the map and make the right choices.
Because
But,
Wargroove
yeah,
makes
we've
you
got a lot of
think that it's
different
supposed to be maybe a rhythm game or something.
We've got online play, mod support, and kind of content creation as well.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we're going to get the chance to look at today. Doris, who's operating the PC right now, tell us what it is we're looking at.
So what we're looking at today is the world map of Wargroove, and this is our campaign editor. So these are the tools we use in-house to create Wargroove campaigns, and we're shipping them with the game so players can create their own scenarios.
Oh.
So I've been placing down map markers.
So
and
you
each of them
can make a
represent mission,
campaign?
and then you link them together to create the path through your campaign.
And I know that one of the things you wanted to
Are you
talk
able to
about
make
was
like
the branching path
scripts
element.
for
Yeah,
it?
So you can have branching path, obviously, and
Because if you can make scripts for your campaigns, for the characters to say, that'd be fucking crazy.
and that could lead you through harder paths in your campaign.
Or you could have a secret path that triggers based on some event in the mission.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's hop into one of the missions and get that one started. And Jay, walk me through what it is that we're taking a look at.
So yeah, this is our map editor. This is like straight drawing tiles straight into the battle screen. You know, it's really simple to use, really understandable immediately. And you can
Yeah,
just
it
kind of
looks
draw those tiles straight in there
extremely
and
simple, and
drop
because
in
you're
full
using a
range of
mouse and
units.
keyboard,
Doris is dropping in the commander right now.
it
What are the
looks
commander units about?
very
So
like
the commanders are kind of integral to the strategy of Wargroove.
it looks like you
have
could
this
easily
unit that
make
kind of process, like,
your
full
own
green and chest
campaign
at the same time.
and
They
make
have
it
unique
interesting.
abilities and act as your avatar in battle, and they're really powerful, so you can kind of push forward really heavily with them. But there's a lot of risk reward in there as well, because if you actually lose that unit, then you actually lose the game.
Oh, that's what you mean by the king comparison. It's
Absolutely,
both
yeah.
your power unit and the queen, but your loss condition is the king.
Yeah, and other tools include you can drop down buildings right now. We've dropped in some HQs. Those are kind of like your base of operations, and to take the opponent's HQ is to win the match.
Yeah.
But on top of like kind of simple and easy to use tools, we've also got more advanced tools. So you can use this zone tool right here, and you can highlight an area and assign like a scripted encounter or sequence to that.
Okay, so, you know, if I step into that forest, someone can pop out and attack me.
Yeah, you could have bandits jump out and attack you from the woods.
That's
the really cool
neat.
thing about that is that that actually ties back into the campaign map we saw earlier. So maybe that will trigger a condition. Maybe after encountering those bandits, your story takes a different turn and you decide to go into the forest to fight more of them, and so on.
Now, Doris, what is the process to go from this map to a playable game?
So it's very simple, like as simple as sharing the map actually. So you can just share your map, and if you want more content, just go online and download map, and everything in just one click, basically.
And there it is. So let me actually take a step over to this timer here. It has been 3 minutes, and we have gotten a chance to design a campaign map, end a mission, and get it playable. That is incredibly fast. Jay, Doris, I want to thank you both so much for coming out to talk about this game today. Cheers, guys, and thanks for coming.
That's super neat. That's like really cool to see a game happen in such a fast way like that. That's super cool.
The next game that we get the opportunity to talk about is the sequel to Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. It's Middle-earth: Shadow of War.
Oh, time for Shadow of War. Give me more. Where's Bruce at? Bring Bruce back.
Thank you very much.
Hell yeah. Well, the chair is a nice break from all that grueling standing. And it gives us to do one of the most iconic things in PC gaming, this posture. Thank you.
That was
Now, we've heard about the October
good job,
12th release
Day 9. You did
What are
it.
some of the things that have been changing and building upon Shadow of Mordor in terms of Shadow of War?
I think what we've tried really hard to do, although it seems pretty obvious, is take the things that were good that worked in the first game, so our combat and the Nemesis system and this world that we'd created, and to build on that, but also to take the lessons we learned in the first game and really improve those. So really make this into a truly epic fantasy that's kind of up there with...
Oh, look at that spider fuck.
And really focusing on the story and the characters as well.
I mean, you've been talking all throughout about how important story is in Shadow of War. What does that mean in terms of the work that you're doing?
It means paying off the epic scale, so having these titanic full-scale battles.
Where's Bruce at, though?
The story, so we're facing the most iconic and powerful villains, you know, Sauron and the Witch King and the Nazgul. And it means having these incredibly memorable and personal characters, so allies and enemies that you're working with.
And in terms of E3, what are the types of things that you're showcasing here that people can see?
Oh, the reason we're really excited for E3 is two things. People being able to get their hands on the game and play it. And also that we're going to be giving demos of the game, but because of the Nemesis system, every single demo we give, we have no idea what's going to happen.
That's awesome.
We don't know which orcs or which characters are going to turn up, which stories are going to happen. So every single time people go and see the demo, they're going to see something new, and so are we. And because of that, we really wanted to share that, not just at E3, but for anyone who wants to tune in and watch those demos as well.
Yeah, and of course you see all the information for how to watch those online throughout the entire duration of E3. I know that in a moment we're going to get a chance to delve a little bit more into those story bits with a unique cinematic based on one of the characters that was in the trailer. Can you introduce her for us, Eltariel?
Yeah, so she's one of the new characters we're introducing into the world and into our
Where's Bruce, though?
So
Honestly,
essentially an assassin that's been sent to
Bruce
Mordor.
was one of the best things about the trailer. Actually, probably the best thing about the trailer yesterday. So
Wielding a ring of power. So there's some interesting tension in that relationship.
Let's see
with her,
how
but
that
she's
goes with this,
an
I
awesome
suppose.
character, and as well as that, she gets her own fully playable campaign in our first major story DLC as well, which is
That's cool.
Well, before we hop into that, I just want to say, Michael, thanks so much for coming on to talk about Shadow of War. We talked about how important story is to Shadow of War, so let's take a little bit of a look at 2 minutes of the cinematic, Eltariel meeting Talion.
So it is true.
You killed me.
And yet you live. What is that like, to die and live again? Do you feel pain? Do you suffer?
What of the city? Of the Palantir?
The Nazgul have taken both. They belong to the Dark Lord now.
Then I have failed.
What if you keep fighting?
Wields the light of Galadriel. You can recover the ring.
Your rings are the cause of all this, Elf Lord.
You can see him.
I see him.
Fucking the Elf Lord is shook.
When does Galadriel work with assassins?
Great threats make for unlikely alliances. You know this better than most. Now tell me more about this ring.
He doesn't like being seen by other people.
Crafted it to defeat Sauron.
Only Kellogg's Blueberry is allowed to look at him.
We cannot let it fall into Sauron's hands. The light of Galadriel, give it to us!
Stay your hand. My light will protect us, but it will not leave my side.
We must move quickly.
Try to keep up.
Shadow of War. As a huge fan of Shadow of Mordor, I'm really excited to see where the story goes.
So yeah, it looks like the character writing is solid in that game, like real solid. So that's cool.
So joining me to talk about said unnamed game is a creative director from Microsoft Studios, Adam Eisgreen. Welcome, Adam.
Okay, we have a mystery game from Microsoft.
I understand that you've been in games for a long time.
I have. I am coming up on my 25th year making video games. So yes, you can actually make a career out of being in games. And, you know, I got my start in the DOS days. Remember DOS?
Like, oh, yeah, dude, I played Zork all day.
So I got my start in the DOS days doing role-playing games, D&D games, but I spent a heck of a lot of time making real-time strategy games. I was at Westwood Studios for years.
Oh, another real-time strategy game, huh?
Earth and Beyond, a whole bunch of great games there. Petroglyph, Universal War, Empire at War. So a lot of history on PC, and I'm excited to get back to it.
Well, I understand that this title is an homage to those roots, and I'm still not going to tell you what it is, but I know you're curious, so let's head right in to this world-exclusive trailer.
Okay. World exclusive. Okay, stained glass right off the bat. Proudly presents Hold on. Wait a minute. Fucking Age of Empires Definitive Edition? I mean, sure. It looks nice. When's Age of Mythologies, though? When's Age of Mythologies going to happen again, though? Cool. Alright, sure.
Adam. Age of Empires was the first game I ever saved up my allowance to play as a kid. I'd weed my grandma's garden all day. She'd give me like $2, and I still
That's real cool, though. I can't, like, that's pretty cool. Age of Empires is a really good fucking video game.
The CD-ROMs for the last 20 years.
But
I know, really.
Age of Mythologies is so much fucking cooler.
And this has been such a labor of love for us at Microsoft and our development partner at Forgotten Empires.
I feel like Age of Mythologies is
so everyone can experience it.
What's a good example?
Start to finish. Talk to me about the graphics. Those sprites.
It's like the kind of thing where you would watch a show and then it would get to season 2 and it'd be like so much better.
Carefully and lovingly taken and made even better.
I don't know.
Because I remember just watching the sprites move around.
Age of Mythologies is really fucking good.
Yeah, 16 facings now, so those fonts don't jitter. You know, a ton of work has gone into making the game and the presentation amazing.
What about audio?
Oh, yeah. So we've re-orchestrated and re-recorded the entire soundtrack to the game using an actual symphony this time. It sounds wonderful. The people at studios are constantly begging us to get the soundtrack already.
Now, I have to ask, there were some aspects to the gameplay back then that were a little janky. Have there been any updates to the gameplay in that regard?
Yes. So not only have we done things like improved Find Path, which is, of course, always a big thing in RTS games, we've gone in and actually modernized the UI. A lot of people forget that original Age didn't even have an idle villagers button. So all of that stuff, attack, move, all of those things that people have come to expect.
Control groups?
Yes, control groups.
1A.
Yep. So all of that stuff is all in the game now. So we've taken all of the learnings from the Age games that followed and brought it up to those standards.
Fair enough.
Speaking of modernization, I saw that it said Xbox Live Multiplayer, which, as you may or may not know, that is the online matchmaking service that Microsoft uses for PC games. I mean, how are you utilizing that?
Oh, well, we've completely redone how lobbies work and how games and matching works. You know, we have our friend system, of course. It's built into Xbox Live. So players should have a really amazing experience. We also have a web portal, so they can go and track progress and see their results against all the other players. So it should be a really wonderful experience to play.
And what about the beta that we saw at the end of that video?
Yes, so the game will be out later this year, but you can go right now to ageofempires.com.
Okay, so it's releasing this year. Cool.
RTS games are really, our multiplayer is so important. And we want to make sure that this definitive edition of Age is the absolute best we can make it.
Right.
So, you know, multiplayer, please come, sign, play with us, make the game great.
You asked me before we hopped on that you wanted to say one more special bit, a little bit of a tease. We understand that it's the 20th anniversary of Age of Empires. What is it you wanted to say?
So, yes, Age of Empires, the whole franchise will be it's hitting its 20 mark October of this year. You know, and this is the start, here at E3 with you, is the start of the celebration of 20 years of Age of Empires. And that party is going to roll. We're going to continue that. So you're going to hear from us again in Cologne, Germany at Gamescom in August. And we're going to be having a really wonderful Age of Empires event there and talking a whole bunch about, I think, stuff that you're going to want to hear.
I think I'm going to want to hear it.
Yes.
You tease.
Give me Age of Mythologies, though.
So much for coming out. Super excited about Age of Empires. And with that, our slew of announcements comes to an end. Before
we done?
Let's head back up to the mezzanine with Sonya for one last hello.
Okay.
Thank you, Sean. I had an amazing time being a part of some awesome game reveals and kicking it with you guys today. If you want any more information on any of the games,
I guess we're done. No more, no stinger. That was it.
At OMG, it's Firefox, pretty much everywhere. I had a blast, and for one last time, back to you, Sean.
I wouldn't say that this, yeah, it was kind of good.
I hope you had a great time. Thank you all so much for coming out, all of you who braved traffic to be here in the
I had a pretty good time watching this show. It wasn't as boring as last time. There were some games that I was fairly interested in.
It is an absolute pleasure to have your
I had a pretty
support.
good time this time
I'd also
around.
like to give a shout out to all the developers and the publishers at their recent conferences that have been going on in the last week. We were super excited about the titles there and following them closely because we're gamers at heart, and we hope that you too enjoyed what we had to share with you today.
But yeah, the next stream is going to be in about an hour and actually, yeah, it's going to be in about an hour. I thought this was only going to be an hour long. I was wrong. It was about 2 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this stream right here, and we're going to meet back here for Ubisoft in an hour at 3:45 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, come back in to watch the actual shit show. Until then, this has been rad. If you like this video, then leave me a, no, Sony is not until, 9, p.m. Sony is at 9 p.m. Ubisoft is at 3:45. Well, no, it's at 4. Rather. A whole bunch of conferences yesterday. What was your favorite? So yeah, that's the thing that we're going to be doing next. I will be seeing you then when we go and see Ubisoft. And that's going to be a big fun time. Hopefully, we're going to see a lot of really bad video games. We'll see. But yeah, this has been rad. If you like this stream, then do all the things that I usually tell you to do when you watch videos of mine. I don't feel like doing it right now. I'm very tired. Not really, but like it's... I've been talking a lot. I'm going to have to talk more. But yeah, please do all those things. I love you very much. Goodbye, everybody. I love you. I love you. Bye. Bye now. Bye. Bye now. See ya.